Coming up on this episode of Earth, we travel to Alberta, Canada, where energy-saving technology is changing the way we heat, power, and light those cold, remote construction sites. We see how aerospace researchers in Seattle are able to design lighter aircraft parts with 3D printing to reduce fuel consumption. We introduce you to sustainable biodegradable food containers for our fast food lifestyle, and how sustainable ink is being formulated to enable easy recycling of packaging. Finally, we visit Augusta, Georgia to see how innovative Gulf car and battery technology is helping communities fight climate change. It's all coming up on Earth. Hi, I'm John Holden. Welcome to Earth. It's winter in the western Canadian province of Alberta, and that means it's cold. This season has already brought temperatures as low as 50 below zero. But I'm on a construction site, as you can see, at a major infrastructure project in Alberta to see how crews and equipment are able to work comfortably and successfully in these brutal temperatures, and how big operations like this can help save fuel costs and greenhouse gases in the process. Let's take a look. Today, our Earth faces a worrisome trend when it comes to climate change. Even a 1 degree Fahrenheit increase in the Earth's temperature may seem insignificant, but it has a massive consequence for the environment.
You know, climate scientists have been telling us for quite some time now that the increased buildup of greenhouse gases is going to lead to some pretty severe climate changes, including more severe droughts, floods, hurricanes, and the nature, and we're seeing those. So it's more important now than ever that we use innovative products for energy efficiency.
No industry understands the need for more innovative energy and heating solutions than industrial construction sites, like this one in Alberta, Canada. These workers are exposed to dangerous cold temperatures for hours at a time, and they need reliable heat, power, and lights for drilling tunnels, no matter how grueling the conditions become.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. We have to stay running here, just the nature of the project that we're doing. We can't stop, so we have to make our way through it no matter what. In this area here, it can go to -40, and that brings additional challenges to an already constricted site for us here.
But this Canadian site is using a new high-tech kind of portable CHP, a combined heat and power unit, to keep workers warm and machines running while also lighting up the night. It's called Basecamp, a device that's so efficient it's the only piece of construction equipment that's ever been certified by the prestigious Green Seal. That makes it the first green certified industrial heater, light tower, and generator in the world. So we came here to our nation's capital to talk to the CEO of Green Seal at his company's headquarters in Washington, D.C.
Green Seal is a global nonprofit that sets rigorous health and environmental standards for products of all types. The Basecamp on-site generator really sets itself apart from its competition because of its demonstrated performance in sustainability. And that's really accomplished by their high level of efficiency. You know, for a generator that creates heat, power, and light, it's pretty impressive that Basecamp is able to achieve a 97% efficiency, whereas many other similar types of on-site generators operate at only about a 33% efficiency rating.
This innovation of flameless heating technology, light source, and power generation behind Basecamp comes from a company called Thermal Intelligence. They were looking for a cleaner, greener solution to meet the environmental challenges facing the construction industry.
From our extensive time in this industry, we've learned that traditional temporary heaters emit greenhouse gases like crazy because they go through a significant amount of fuel. The Basecamp Mobile CHP, a combined heat and power system, utilizes energy that those traditional equipment wastes. which reduces fuel consumption and greenhouse gas emissions. It's a win for the industry and for the planet.
The Basecamp 3-in-1 units used at this construction site were provided by premium rental house Herc Rentals, with hundreds of locations all over the US and Canada. In conjunction with their environmental management policy, Herc is committed to growing a green and environmentally friendly fleet across all of their product lines, allowing their customers to reduce their carbon footprint, and Basecamp fit the bill.
So in our market, we're Alberta, very heavy in energy, and it's all burn, 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 burn. With a product like this, we can start working towards the global network of carbon footprint and burn half the fuel that it would burn from another unit that we typically have before. A lot of our sites are 24/7 remote with no access to anything else. So if we have a pipe burst, for example, this is where this comes in, keeps everything warm, keeps lights, security for the area, but it's that critical infrastructure of maintaining the customer's access, which is critical.
On construction sites, every time someone has to touch a piece of equipment, it costs money. So we designed the Basecamp to need as little attention as possible and provide the greatest operation efficiencies. Our proprietary SmartTalk wireless technology is 24/7 remote monitoring control via smartphone or via the computer.
You know, technology really is changing the way we heat construction sites and prepare for climate change. And let's face it, the brand name says it all: thermal intelligence. Our next story takes us here to Baltimore Harbor. You know, a lot of history has happened here. This is where Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, sitting in a boat anchored in this very harbor as he watched Fort McHenry bombarded by the British in the War of 1812. And today, it's all about keeping waters like this clean, with eco-minded companies doing their part to keep history alive and our waters clean, with sustainability efforts that are making a big difference, as you're about to see.
In today's fast-paced world, part of the day's rush includes eating fast food and takeout meals. That kind of dining, packaged in plastic, contributes to our throwaway lifestyles.
Plastics has been a practical solution for that challenge. The issue is with the plastic comes single-use debris, discards, trash, litter.
Packaging waste accounts for about a third of American household trash, and more than half of that consists of single-use disposable food and beverage packages. Because of that, responsible plastic manufacturers and distributors today are beginning to make products that degrade much more quickly and can be more easily recycled.
Sustainability is at the forefront now. People used to ask price. Now the first question is always, what can you do from a compostable standpoint, from a green standpoint? I'll be honest with you, it's really taken off now. People want a green product. They want to take care of Mother Earth.
Leonard Paper Company, a family-owned fourth-generation business, is a wholesale supplier of food service disposables in the greater Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area. They supply a full range of disposable and biodegradable products to service area restaurants, healthcare facilities, and schools. After over 80 years in business, they say sustainability is now a key concern for their customers.
All industries are affected, and restaurants, caterers, hospitals, food containers, as well as soup containers, straws, napkins, bags, everything is affected by the compostability and the move towards making things greener and safer for our customers.
And the energy to do this comes from the sun above, all under a full roof solar array of over 1,700 solar panels to provide Leonard Paper with clean energy.
At the end of the day, it makes us feel good because we're creating energy. We're not taking from the grid, we're adding to the grid. And that makes me feel great.
Now, most of Leonard Paper's compostable and recyclable products are supplied by AmerCareRoyal, a single-stream global resource for more than 6,000 disposable products used in the restaurant, food service, and other industries. That includes its very special PrimeWare line of eco-friendly biodegradable products made from all-natural sugarcane, corn, and bamboo fiber, and manufactured at one of its global facilities.
Products that are going to degrade or compost or can be recycled. And that's where AmerCareRoyal's PrimeWare line comes in. And what we've done there is make these products out of bagasse, which is the leftover fiber from sugarcane processing, that then make them much more eco-friendly in how they break down over time, and they're not the plastics that last forever and ever.
Our goal here is to reduce our footprint of disposables ending up in the waterways, and because of that, our compostable products, they compost in 60 days or less in the appropriate facilities, and we feel that this lessens the impact of what we do here on the earth, and we feel it's very important.
And Leonard Paper, in turn, supplies large restaurant chains with PrimeWare disposable items produced by AmerCareRoyal.
Businesses like Miss Shirley's Cafe. It's a landmark restaurant in Baltimore. They put in this takeout window during the COVID pandemic to keep their business alive and well. Thank you very much. This looks delicious. So they could still serve their signature dishes on compostable cups and plates. Dishes like these delicious looking shrimp, grits, and griddle pancakes.
Compostable, single-use containers are extremely important. As a guest, when, we want to tell our guests that we care about the environment and we want to keep our planet clean and green, and, we want to, raise awareness for the protection of our environment.
More and more companies are realizing that people like you and me appreciate sustainable solutions that avoid waste in everything we do, eat, and drink, that keep our environment clean for ourselves and this good earth. It's an impressive array of jets here at Payne Field, a regional airport north of Seattle, Washington. You got small planes, corporate jets, commercial aircraft. But all this air travel is also catching the attention of engineers and scientists who are concerned about global warming. All combined, air travel is now the biggest source of carbon dioxide emissions in the country, which is why important aerospace research is now underway to fight a new war on climate change.
Today, both military and commercial aircraft builders are concerned about climate change. They're all seeking to build more fuel-efficient machines to reduce their carbon footprint and energy consumption.
Climate change is a big concern to the aviation industry. Knowing that the aviation industry is about 10% or more of the total transportation segment, the amount of fuel used within the aviation industry tops 90 billion gallons a year. With those emissions, you can imagine the trillions of CO2 emissions, tons of emissions that are out there.
One of the best ways to reduce the carbon footprints of aircraft is for them to burn less fuel. So it makes sense it would be a big help if the parts used to build airplanes were lighter. Every pound makes a big difference.
Lighter the better, but how much effect does even like 1 pound?
Oh goodness, so 1 pound on an aircraft could save gallons of fuel in a flight, but it also is a big savings when it comes to emissions. So it could be over 11 tons for an aircraft over its lifetime. 11 tons of CO2 emissions.
Here at Triumph Group in Redmond, Washington, scientists and engineers are actively researching how to make aerospace components lighter by using 3D printing, or what's known as additive manufacturing.
The additive manufacturing, or AM process, involves using a CAD system to define a 3D object and then successively layer materials onto it. This not only reduces the carbon footprint, but also reduces the manufacturing environmental impact as well.
Additive manufacturing is basically making a part, building it one layer at a time, laying down a bed of metal powder about the thickness of a human hair, melting it with the laser, and then repeating the process over and over and over again, thousands of times until the part is made.
The process of making the part is much faster. Also with additive manufacturing, because we have the design freedom, we can reduce the weight of the material, so we can make a lighter part faster, lighter, and almost the same performance as compared to the previous technology.
So what you see here in the background is traditional machining operations. This is a milling machine where we machine away large portions of a block of metal to end up with a very lightweight part. Additive manufacturing has the ability to eventually replace these machines and print or grow a part in a manner that is much more efficient and more organic and more lightweight than what we can do cost effectively with traditional machine tools like these.
Triumph is one of only a handful of aerospace suppliers that both designs and manufactures a wide range of products for the aerospace industry using additive manufacturing.
Our mission is to partner with our customers to solve their most difficult problems. That includes finding innovative solutions for increasing aircraft efficiency and reducing aircraft weight. Environmental impacts are very important to Triumph Group. It's a real opportunity for us to differentiate ourselves versus our competitors by being able to provide environmentally friendly solutions, some of which can be derived through additive manufacturing.
And it's easy to see how much AM technology helps to green the aerospace industry when you compare something like this traditionally made aircraft heat exchanger to the same additive manufactured part.
Next to it you have a printed heat exchanger which eliminates all that hand assembly. It eliminates all that toxic waste stream. It's much more efficient.
And all printed.
All printed.
You know, the future of flight looks more promising than ever, and it's even more satisfying to know that planes are being made lighter and more fuel efficient thanks to 3D printing. It's a fresh engineering trend that's found triumph in improving sustainability in aerospace. Our next story takes us here to Illinois in the West Chicago area along the Fox River. Even in the middle of winter when this river is frozen over, it's still good to know that we should always recycle our paper products and plastic bottles like this one to save our environment and reduce our carbon footprint. But you know what? We hardly ever think about what's printed on these things. And the fact is, a lot goes into flexible and creative packaging, especially the research that goes into high-performance inks and coatings that create the circular economy, as you're about to see. Plastics that could otherwise be recycled are ending up in landfills or as pollution on land or ocean. It's an extreme waste of materials that could be recycled and turned into new products. That's why consumers, governments, and manufacturers alike are increasingly concerned about the sustainability of plastic packaging.
One of the important things to keep in mind when you talk about recycling in packages is the way you decorate that package. And so that's why we talk about inks. And that's why inks are important to us, because if they're not recyclable or they're not commercially compostable, it can prevent you from being able to recycle or compost your product, your package by itself.
Packaging is essential to reducing waste. It extends shelf life, protects foods, beverages, pharmaceuticals, and other products from contaminants and damage. Designing inks and coatings for packaging containers can help to improve the recyclability of that packaging. We want inks and coatings to help enable recycling. We don't want them to get in the way. So we think of the recycler when designing inks and coatings for packaging.
That need to develop sustainable inks and manufacturing practices is a major goal in ink research and development today, including here at the INX International Ink Company in West Chicago, Illinois, which makes inks and coatings for packaging, commercial, and digital printing. For them, a truly sustainable package requires sustainable ink.
Ink is very important to create a sustainable package, although the percentage of ink on that package is very small. It provides the appearance and the color. So we want our ink to work in concert with the package for anything related to recycling or sustainability. Our goal is to reuse everything and not provide any waste.
Now this is an example of a PET container. I know it's not something I'm going to go walking with my pet. No, PET in this case stands for polyethylene terephthalate. It's something that you're going to find in most grocery stores, department stores, containers that are used to package food, drinks, medicines, just about any product you can name.
The PET container is a major focus here in the INX R&D lab. PET plastic is strong, light, shatterproof, and economical. It's been approved as safe by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, and it's been around for more than 30 years. Lots of people collect plastic bottles and containers like this and responsibly deposit them in recycling bins. But you probably don't realize some are rejected because the labels don't come off. INX International decided to tackle this problem, launching a new product line, Genesis GS Washable Inks. They allow facilities to recycle more PET containers without investing in new equipment.
So Genesis is a recent development for us. What's unique about it is the fact that it can wash off the label, creates a PET label and PET bottle that are cleaner. So the recycling facilities can obtain cleaner PET that can be used in the recycling process. And that's important because it's more valuable.
Another company called Pactive Evergreen makes those familiar paper and plastic products we use in our kitchens, get at our local restaurants, and so many other places where we enjoy our favorite foods and beverages. Pactive Evergreen has a long history of bringing innovative packaging to food service, food processor, and retail grocery customers, and is partnering with INX on sustainability issues.
So INX has a great product. It's called INX HRC. And they provide inks and colors that are made from naturally derived materials. So they're not petrochemical based, and they're made from materials that enable us to be able to design packages that can be recycled or commercially compostable. So it's very important to us.
When we look at the future, we look at coloring a safe and sustainable future, and that really guides everything we do at INX.
But by using renewable materials and packaging that's more recyclable, sustainable printing is closer to reality. Our next story takes us here to the Augusta, Georgia area, home to a lot of people who enjoy the game of golf. But you know, the greatest thing about golf to me is just getting out and enjoying the open air and natural settings like this. And it follows the golf industry is also interested in ways to, well, keep environments like this as clean and pollution-free as possible, as you're about to see.
Developers and golf course owners alike are doing their part to fight climate change these days, and it's a huge project. There are almost 40,000 golf courses around the globe in 209 countries. More than 500 million rounds were played on U.S. courses alone in 2020. With the typical golf car completing over 200 rounds of golf annually, sustainable golf communities like this one are working to conserve water and energy and protect our environment.
One focus is to have golfers drive greener golf cars, like this one. It's powered by the lithium-ion battery, which makes it much lighter and more sustainable. A better option than the traditional lead-acid battery.
Easygo in Augusta, Georgia is a leading global manufacturer of golf cars. With tens of thousands of golf cars built each year, it's been producing electric vehicles since 1954 and has a legacy of innovating new technology like lithium-ion batteries that continues today.
There are tremendous benefits to operators by transitioning to lithium. One of the biggest benefits is the reduction in weight of the vehicle. So by converting from lead acid to lithium, it's just much friendlier to the turf and the topography for superintendents and golf operators. Today we give them a vehicle in lithium that's going to last for the entire life of the vehicle, which is it's better for our relationship with the customer, better for the environment, and better for the game of golf.
An Easygo Elite will come in 275 pounds lighter than with a lead acid. And when you have beautiful fields like this with manicured lawns, 275 pounds is a big difference. So now you can take the cart out on the field without destroying this beautiful grass.
Easygo golf cars are made by Textron Specialized Vehicles, a subsidiary of Fortune 500 company Textron Incorporated.
We are in our battery lab, and this is where we test all our batteries. As you can see, we've got a lead-acid battery, some of our older technology here for comparison against our exceptional elite lithium-ion battery technology. These batteries have a longer lifespan, which leads to overall reduced environmental waste. For instance, over the course of the life of one 50-pound elite lithium battery, one would have to recycle over 1,000 pounds of lead-acid batteries. I am so excited about the energy efficiency of these batteries. Our elite vehicles have saved enough energy to power 3,500 homes a year, and that's just compared to our own already industry-leading, previously lead-acid RXV. Overall, the innovations I'm seeing in the golf industry, and specifically within Easygo, are leading to options for a better, healthier planet, which is something that I'm always going to be excited about.
The battery manufacturer, Samsung SDI, says this new technology is making golf courses greener and specialized electric vehicles more sustainable.
Our Samsung SDI Generation 2 Elite Lithium battery is very, very environmentally friendly. We really wanted to develop a solution that was targeted at the golf industry.
And today it's not just golf courses benefiting environmentally from lithium-ion technology. It's the surrounding communities as well.
It not only is designed around the golf sector, but the technology is so versatile, and Easygo has done such a good job of deploying it that it can be used in other applications like beach towns, condo communities, or even shopping centers.
The journey is part of the enjoyment. Really, any community that has an amenity that you could drive to within 3 or 4 miles, golf cars have taken over as a way of life. We see it as a growing trend within the United States.
At Textron Specialized Vehicles, we're really excited to be on this journey with lithium. We believe that the future is green and that we have it within our grasp to get there over the next few years.
Now I'm in the mood to go play 9, or what the heck, maybe the whole 18, so I can enjoy the whole beautiful course. When I'm enjoying one of these new technology EVs, I feel a lot better about taking the whole afternoon off. Don't tell the boss, by the way.